Hey everyone, welcome into Fresh Catch Friday. And welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Friday, and so we are going to have a little discussion about some of the new releases and reissues that came out either today or just within recent weeks. And we're going to start with picks of the weeks. First of all, how are you? How's everyone doing? I hope you had a good week and all looking forward to the weekend, Easter, Ostara, whatever is your pleasure for that. It's this Sunday. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and get into it with picks of the week. Now, my pick this week, I think, again, it's not going to be a big surprise because I think I've already told you I was been excited waiting for it. It's Kurt Vile. And it is Watch My Moves, and it is on Verve. Now, this is his first album partnership with Verve. He's moved from Matador, where he was, indie. This is kind of a major label move for him. He pulls out his talents as a singer, a songwriter, a multi-instrumentalist, and a producer, and unexpected directions on this. The result is this very vibrant yet meditative record. It's propelled by his always present laid-back charm and his curious spirit. So moving from Matador to this major label, Verve, it seems like the last couple of albums that he was going in a more, I just want to say radio-friendly direction with singles like Pretty Pimpin' from 2015's Believe I'm Going Down and The Loading Zone from 2018's Bottle It In. Now that was like the last record we had from Kurt was Bottle It In 2018. So it's been a minute. And but anyway, the radio friendly stuff, it's not really present here. That's not the case. He just gears his music in a way that his songs are meant to be listened to over and over. And, he doesn't give a fuck about radio airplay. He's not that guy. He's just making these masterpieces every time. And I think that's exactly how it is. I listen to his stuff over and over. That is definitely, I actually usually have Kurt Vile music in my car at any given time. And over the years, I put in a lot of miles with Kurt, and I love this guy. Anyway, there's two ways to get this, and it is either on translucent emerald green vinyl, the limited edition, or black. Now, here the stickers are, and you can see that this one here tells you that it's a limited translucent emerald vinyl, and then this one doesn't have anything, so that's the black one. Anyway, do yourself a favor. It's a double. It's fantastic. I love Kurt. This is it, and it's finally here. So hooray for that. Next up, I don't usually have reissues for my pick of the week, but this one, we are going to make the exception because you know what this is? This is Jim Carroll, Catholic Boy, and this is coming through Fat Possum. I think originally it was on Atco, I want to say, but anyway. This is such an underrated classic. If you don't know this album, people that love this album really, really love this album, and I'm one of them. There's a kind of a nagging feeling that not enough people ever got to hear this. If anything, they probably heard the single People Who Died. It's been covered so many times, and actually most recently by the Hollywood Vampires with Johnny Depp taking the lead. And it's appeared in a bunch of movies, including his autobiographical Basketball Diaries. Yes, Jim Carroll is actually an author and has penned several books of poetry, a novel, and the Basketball Diaries, for which he was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize. So that was Basketball Diaries. It came out of the book in 1978, and in 1980, it was finally, grabbing hold, and that's actually when he kind of put his rock and roll band together. And so the two kind of went hand in hand there. Even though it had been released, the book 2 years earlier, it was really finding its audience in 1980. So it was kind of a perfect timing on that. So here we have this Pulitzer-nominated author coming out confronting a punk rock band, and what a juxtaposition that was. And the results were amazing. The way that he enunciates everything, his sharp, sarcastic wit, there's just no filler here. It's just absolute joy the whole time. But, sorrow and cynicism are fuel for his subject matter for things that he writes about. But the album, it doesn't feel hopeless. It's a very powerful combination of pure rock and roll with his poetic sensibility, an ability to write from his own experience and draw from that. it really has a style that articulates relevance to the individual that's listening, and to that in particular, the past to the present, and you can insert yourself right in there many times in the way that he writes about the human experience in many ways. So that's exactly why more people need to hear this record. So good. Kind of wish it was on colored vinyl to celebrate it, because just the fact that it's back in print after such a long time. But wow, it's got some great stuff on it. Really, really good. So that gets us right out of the gate. Now, let me see. I don't want to mix up pages like I sometimes do, you guys. So let me get this right. Is it like this? Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's get started. We got a short list to get through, and I'll go as fast as I can for you. By the way, if you're new here, welcome in. And this is just a discussion about some of the new releases and reissues that have come out on vinyl. And there's a list posted below that's alphabetical with the prices. So if it's going on too long for you, you can skip ahead if there's things you don't want to hear about, and you can wrap it up a little bit quicker for yourself. But for those diehards, I appreciate you. Let's go. This is Able Machines. It's called Pathological, and it's on the PLZ Entertainment label. This is the debut album from this Los Angeles-based female-fronted synth pop act. Now, after years of being behind the scenes, writing and producing for a lot of diverse artists, the likes of Ariana Grande, Charlatans UK, 5 Seconds of Summer, they've joined forces to release material under their own name now. It's a very unique sound. It kind of couples often dark lyrical imagery with concise pop hooks and melodies. So it's kind of a cool record. Oh, and they did all of that over an electronic soundscape. So give that a whirl if you want something interesting. Okay, now this is Gracie Adams, and this is what it feels like, and it's on Interscope. Now, she's an acclaimed singer-songwriter. She releases this new project. It's like raw introspection, very intimate, emotional experiences, things like self-betrayal, insecurity, failed attempts at connection, the human condition again. So she has, true to her DIY sensibilities, the 12-track album finds her taking a greater role in the production process, working with Aaron Dessner of The National, Joel Little, and frequent collaborator Blake Slatkin to dream up tracks minimalistic. They're minimalistic, but they have like a very kaleidoscopic sound to them. So this is like something kind of cool too. And then we have the Jerry Allen Trio. This is 21. This is on Blue Note. Pianist and composer Jerry Allen. This is her third record. 21. It was recorded in 1994, and she joined forces with Ron Carter and Tony Williams for this dynamic trio date. And her stunning lyricism and boundless rhythmic creativity, it really shines on this 2 LP. This is a double, and it presents originals like Feed the Fire with choice standards by Thelonious Monk. So the Blue Note classic vinyl series is all analog, mastered by Kevin Gray from the original master tapes and pressed on 180-gram vinyl at Optimal. Okay. Then we have Architects, For Those Who Wish to Exist at Abbey Road, and this is on the Epitaph label. Now, the new album, it captures this historic live stream performance event at the iconic Abbey Road studios. That's the spiritual home, of course, of the Beatles and Pink Floyd. It's dubbed For Those That Wish to Exist at Abbey Road. The album features reimagined orchestral version of their masterpiece album, For Those That Wish to Exist. It's backed by their friends in the Parallax Orchestra, the well-respected UK-based orchestra made up of some of England's best and most versatile classical musicians. And it's arranged by Simon Dobson, Parallax Orchestra's conductor and 3-time British Composer Award winner for his compositions. So the vocalist of Architects, Sam Carter, he speaks to the cultural importance of Abbey Road Studios, that it's an important part of music not only in the UK, but across the world. It's like some of the biggest, most important records of all time were recorded there, and it's a joy to even be allowed in the building, let alone record there. Yeah. It's a special place, and I can't quite believe we were able to create there. So this comes on black or clear with yellow-purple splatter. Now, how do we know the difference? Because they look identical. Okay, but here on the back, a barcode here, and it tells us clear with yellow and purple splatter. Okay, so you can, that's the way to discern which is which there. Okay. All right, and next up, this is Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. This is External Combustion on BMG Rights Management. Now, Mike Campbell played guitar in Tom Petty's band for years and years. I think they were like, you know, literally grew up together. So this time, the last record that they put out was the Dirty Knobs, but now he opts to put his name on the marquee. It's their second album. The change is like a matter of marketing, pretty sure. It's easier to bring audiences in if they know for a fact that this is a band that, you know, features the Heartbreakers guitarist, but it signals how External Combustion isn't quite as much a band album as the 2020 debut, Reckless Abandon, was. But this shares a lot of the same attributes of that album. It's rooted in rock and pop and blues and from the 1960s, but it's not quite as rough and garagey as the debut. So they've wound up with a record that really kind of delivers a kick, but it's not unlike what the Heartbreakers did with Hypnotic Eye. And it's handsomely crafted classic rock played with flair and wit and precision. You know, it's a pretty slick record. All right, and now this is Chase Atlantic, and it's called Beauty in Death, and this is on Fearless Records. So they've amassed over 350 million streams domestically and receiving acclaim from Billboard's One to Watch, Pop Crush, Alternative Press, you know, things like that. And they're Australian-born and Los Angeles-based trio. They're pushing forward on Beauty and Death in their debut album for Fearless Records here. But, you know, I think that they might have just missed the mark a little here. Those wondering how far the rabbit hole actually goes, you'll be kind of disappointed to discover that their third album here isn't even as deep as the title, Beauty and Death. You know, it's like too often they're kind of content to kind of circle around in their own little fishbowl, leaning on hazy production and Mitchell Cave's loose flow to carry a tune. And you know, it could have been a little bit of a missed opportunity. Jumping to a new label, it would have been a nice thing to flex a little more. But this is clear with Red Blobs vinyl. It's limited to 500 copies, and there you go. Now we have Chick Corea Acoustic Band live, and this is on Concord Jazz. Now, with this electric band in full swing in the 80s, Chick created its perfect complement, the acoustic band, with, let's see, Dave Weckl on drums and John Patitucci on the upright bass. So the group carved a new path in the world of piano trio, kinetic interplay of all three members honed on high velocity Chick Corea originals, a follow-up to the acoustic band's Standards and More from 1989, and Alive in 2007. This third album was recorded during the band's 2018 tour, and it's on 180 gram. It's 3 LPs. 3 LPs, it's a lot of Chick Corea, man. Woo. All right, next up, this is Dr. Dog Be the Void. This is the anniversary edition on the Anti-label. So this was recorded in the summer of 2011. And it kind of has the vibrant spirit and transforms itself into this 12-track song selection that it's like real catchy and dance-worthy, very wistful, bittersweet, and earthly honest. Enough through each track, it feels very richly textured on this record and very intricately layered. And the band made this conscious effort to keep recording, keep it going, the process fast and loose and not real detailed and retake and all this stuff. So it's a pretty, you know, live sounding album, I guess you could say. It's a limited edition, red and clear Galaxy vinyl. I don't really know what that means. Galaxy, clear Galaxy. Anyway, it's on that colored vinyl and it's here for you now. Next up, this is Ebby Soda, and this is the Ebby Soda EP. It's a reissue, and it's through the True Thoughts label. So on the outskirts of the contemporary jazz scene, emerging from London, you know, they're kind of swiftly gaining a reputation as exciting newcomers in the genre. So they're based in Brighton, and they're a quintet, and their debut record, it's like a real journey into sound. It's drawing inspiration from jazz originals and combining their own coastal flavor and creativity. It's a real fresh and energetic style that they bring to the table. The tracks kind of ebb and flow over a foundation of rhythm, smooth guitar riffs, swelling trombone, and drum sections. So they create a big band feel, spilling tight grooves and innovative brass lines through their live shows and the recordings. So the record is a sonic journey into like modern jazz composition, and it comes on green vinyl, mint green vinyl, and I believe it's limited edition too. Yeah, limited edition mint vinyl. It includes a download card of the full EP plus remixes from the renowned DJ Ash Walker. Okay, so that's kind of value for money. All right, next up is Freddie Gibbs singles. Now this comes like 2 different covers here. This is called the wristwatch cover, and this one is called the 4-peat cover. Okay, but anyway, he's an American rapper from Gary, Indiana. Initially being signed to Interscope in 2006, he recorded his debut album under the label. However, he was eventually dropped and the album was canceled. So he later signed with Young Jeezy's CTE World and released a number of mixtapes through the label, including 2012's highly acclaimed Babyface Killa. After leaving CTE in early 2013, he formed his own label, ESGN, which was also the name of his debut solo album, studio album, released in June of that year. Since then, he's gone on to release 4 solo studio albums, as well as 4 collaborative albums, 2 with Madlib as Mad Gibbs, and Pinata in 2014, and Bandana in 2019, and 2 with The Alchemist, Freddy, in 2018, also a collaboration with rapper Currency and Alfredo in 2020. So this 12-inch features 6 songs. On the A side, it's 4 Things featuring Big Sean and Hit Boy, Gang Signs featuring Schoolboy Q and Big Boss Rabbit, as well as 3 instrumentals on side B of exactly the same tracks. So there's, I said, like, this is the wristwatch cover, and this one is the 4-peat cover. Okay, so you can get those either way now. Now this is really cool. This is Kraftwerk remixes, and this is on Atlantic Parlophone. So the compilation showcases their immense influence on club and DJ culture, techno, and all forms of electronic dance music, featuring 19 official remixes. It collates Kraftwerk's own remixes, alongside contributions from some of the world's biggest DJs and producers, including Francois Kevorkian, William Orbital, Underground Resistance, and DJ Rolando, and Hot Chip. The remixes are taken from various Kraftwerk 12-inch singles, CD singles, and digital releases from 1991 to 2021. It also plays host to Kraftwerk's very latest Kling Klang studio output and remixes of Home Computer and Tour de France. So Nonstop actually began a life as a soundbite recorded for MTV in the 1980s, but in 2020, Kraftwerk took the original 30-second sound clip and transformed it into a full 8-minute odyssey that, as it appears here. So this is 3 LPs. Kind of feel like it really should have been on colored vinyl, maybe like a lime green like that, or neon green, but that's okay. You know, nothing wrong with black vinyl. It's cool, but I think maybe again that would have been like nice for a big splash for this special thing that they've created. But hey. Mayday Parade, What It Means to Fall Apart. This is on Rise Records. Now, this is their 7th studio album. They're an alternative band. They make this like emotional statement about the power of relationships and memories. So they are from Tallahassee, Florida. They've been making powerful music for years, and with their intense lyrics and very real and raw emotions, this record is full of feel-good tunes that testify to their unique sound. Released last November, actually, but due to supply chain issues, it's like 6 months or so later, here we go. It's finally rolling in. But they ultimately prove their strength in remaining one of pop punk's best acts. So it's light pink or electric blue with magenta and black splatter. Now, again, it's on the sticker. Here you can see that this is the light pink one. And This one is electric blue with magenta and black splatter, and this one is also considered the U.S. indie exclusive. All right, so look at the stickers. Sometimes they do actually make sense and give us a clue with those. All right, next up, this is Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday. This is the 10th anniversary of Pink Friday. The label is Cash Money. So she's kind of being touted as the most successful female rapper of all time. I don't know. I would think I would fact check that. I don't know if that's for real or, I mean, I know she's very successful, but I just feel like that's a pretty broad statement. Anyway, it's the 10th anniversary of her landmark album, Pink Friday. And with this 2LP pressed on pink vinyl, the jacket features a matte coating and a gloss finish. This was the debut studio album. She's a Trinidadian-born American rapper, and it was originally released in 2010 by Young Money, Cash Money, and Universal Motown. So after signing a recording contract with Young Money Entertainment in 2009, she began planning the album in that same year and continued working on it into 2010. So she enlisted a variety of producers whose efforts resulted in a primarily hip-hop and pop record, which sees additional influences from R&B. Now, the album features guest vocals from Eminem, Rihanna, Drake, will.i.am, and Kanye West, and Natasha Bedingfield. So there's two ways to get this one. It's on deluxe pink and white vinyl, and that's a 3LP deluxe one that is bigger and thicker. You can see it's got that, and here it tells you the third LP of bonus tracks, okay? And then that is on, like, it's like a translucent light pink, and it's got some white in it. The sticker there just says on pink vinyl, but I believe when I was looking online that the photos have sort of a pink and white look to it. Here's the double, and this one is just also featuring, debut album on pink vinyl. It's a double, but that deluxe version, you get the third album LP of bonus tracks. So read the stickers again if you're interested in that, okay? Next up, this is the Police Greatest Hits on A&M. This was reissued on vinyl in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the original release. It's remastered at Abbey Road, cut at half speed for ultimate sound quality, and contains 2 heavyweight black LPs with expanded artwork and packaging in a bespoke gatefold sleeve, which enhances the original artwork. Okay, so looks real fancy. It almost looks like those Japanese things with the obi on the side and, artwork, yada, yada. Okay, next up, we've got, I do want to tell you, speaking of the Police, this kind of is an odd release. We've talked about it before. It's Gregory Porter, Still Rising. And this is on Blue Note. Now, this one, for some reason, is being called like the, something like International Edition. I have no idea what that means because we had one in stock from, we talked about this before. And the reason I say, speaking of the Police, is because he actually does a cover of It's Probably Me that Eric Clapton and Sting kind of wrote. But his is really the ultimate version. It's so good. But anyway, 7 tracks. Now, the only thing I can find different about this one is that this is made in Italy. The other version was made in France. They look exactly the same. They are the same. I don't know what the big deal is about bringing this in as like new product and the international edition. There's no difference. So I have no idea. It's all black vinyl either way. So hey, whatever. Okay, now some people have been waiting for this for a while, and this is Rush Moving Pictures, the 40th anniversary. And this is just the straight up reissue here. You can get it that way, or you can get the 5 LP celebrating 40 years of moving pictures with the 5 LP deluxe edition here in this box, okay? And all vinyl has been cut at half speed with direct to metal mastering for the first time ever, and it's been pressed on 180 gram vinyl. So LP1 features the original album, and while the remaining LPs present the complete unreleased Toronto concert from March of 1981. Also included is a booklet with illustrations by Hugh Syme, plus liner notes by Kim Thale, Les Claypool, Taylor Hawkins, Bill Kelleher, and Neil Sanderson. Okay, so that's that way. Now, outside of that, this one, God, I don't even know. This is the Big Mambo, this one here. Oh my God. This is what they're calling the super deluxe version. I mean, look at the size of this box, you guys. It's huge. Okay, so the deal with this one is it's fully loaded for fans, this one here. It includes 3 CD set featuring the 2015 album Remaster and the complete unreleased Toronto concert. All audio is showcased on 5 LPs, cut at half speed, DMM on 180 gram vinyl. It's got a Blu-ray audio disc. It presents a first ever Dolby Atmos and new 5.1 surround album mix, including the brand new video for YYZ, plus 3 music videos. It includes a book, a model car, what the hell for, I don't know, drumsticks, a poster, and more. I understand all of that for collectors, but I don't get what the car is about. But there you go, you get one in the box here. And this thing weighs a ton, and it's super duper deluxe, just like they said, okay? Wow. All right, next is Caesar. This is Bicentennial, 2 decades of Seether. And this is on, Craft Recordings. And this is 2 decades of Seether. Seether is a career-spanning compilation of the RIAA Platinum Selling Group's greatest hits, including 16 #1 original singles, as well as fan favorite cover of George Michael's Careless Whisper. It actually wasn't bad, you guys. It was like a different, they didn't try to play it like, you know, if you haven't heard it before, it's like, sometimes I like when people really make it a lot different than the original. I don't always understand the purpose of doing a cover if you're going to play it straight and do it exactly how it was done in the first place. This was not a bad version. It's you know, it's not the definitive one, of course, that belongs to George Michael, but it was good. So the track list is curated by the band. It takes you through their impactful 20-year career, from their early breakthrough singles Broken and Fine Again to the recent radio success Dangerous. It's a gatefold jacket, 2 LPs. There's a limited edition smoke colored vinyl that's limited to 2,000 copies or black. And again, let's see, this on the sticker here will tell you limited to 5,000 and smoke vinyl. And the black one just looks like this. Okay, so again, read the labels. I'm so glad when they provide those for us. All right, next up is Velvet Underground, a documentary film by Todd Haynes. It's a soundtrack to the documentary on Polydor. 2 LPs curated by the documentary's director, Todd Haynes, and music supervisor, Randall Poster. It includes well-known and rare tracks from the band, as well as songs and performances that influenced the Velvet Underground, including the doo-wop of the Diablos, the groundbreaking rock and roll of Bo Diddley, and the avant-garde compositions of Lamont Young. So a booklet also features extensive liner notes by the director, Todd Haynes. And that's a double. Okay, this one is These Arms Are Snakes, Duct Tape and Shivering Crows. It's on Suicide Squeeze. This features rare tracks, demos, B-sides, and songs from split releases. They cultivated a very small but very fervent fan base across multiple continents with their signature combination of synth-infused noise rock and psychedelia, flamboyant metal boogie, and unhinged basement show hardcore. Anyway, they eventually imploded in 2009. And while their full-length albums remain fitting testaments to their frantic urgency and their very stylistic fluidity of play, the split releases that really reinforce their position as one of the weirdest, kind of wildest acts of the decade. But for the first time, the rarities and one-offs have been compiled here into this cohesive overview. And it's 2 LPs, and it's on green and pink splatter that they call hungover vinyl. It's limited to 2,000 copies, and it does come with a download, and that information is here on the sticker, but this is the only way it comes, okay? This is George Thorogood, the original George Thorogood. This is on Capitol Records. It's a collection of like hard stomping, party down original songs, penned from George Thorogood along with his unstoppable longtime band, the Destroyers. The album includes the tour de force anthem Gear Jammer, sorry, and a country ballad, Oklahoma Sweetheart, and the previously unreleased Back in the USA, plus the hard-hitting I Really Like Girls, and if you don't start drinking, I'm gonna leave. Served up with Thorogood swagger and tongue-in-cheek panache. All right, and then this is Cassandra Wilson, and this is Blue Light Till Dawn. And this is on Blue Note, and her 1993 Blue Note debut, Blue Light Till Dawn. It's like a tapestry of jazz, blues, folk, and R&B, all like woven together for this singular sound. It kind of opened up new avenues of expression for vocal jazz, and it's produced by Craig Street. It's very innovative with the instrumentation, plus her riveting vocals. It really transforms songs by the likes of Robert Johnson, Joni Mitchell, Van Morrison, and more. Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series is all analog, mastered by Kevin Gray from the original master tapes and pressed on 180-gram vinyl at Optimal. Okay, you guys, so that's it. Short and sweet this week due to Record Store Day coming up. There's not like a ton of releases that like we sometimes have. I hope you're getting excited for Record Store Day. I know we are. And thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend. And again, happy Ostara or Easter or however you like to celebrate it. And I'll see you next time. And we'll probably maybe midweek next week we'll kind of highlight some pieces that are going to be for RSD. Okay, so I'll see you then.